not sure about it, honestly. Like, it's Pos 1 Doom is fine, right? Like, we've seen it work many times, but if you don't get off to a good start, against something like a Morphling, you're against the Beastmaster, like, you can just set such a quick pace. It can be really, really tough. Yeah, really tough.
It does take a long time to come online in that one. You're going to build into the Midas, BKB Blink, perhaps, Octarine timing into your 25 or at least level 20 talent to really have that uptime on Doom. And that's a lot of time in the game. That's a lot of time where this Ember of Braille can just dance around. Once he has something to save himself from the Doom, maybe just at least the Linken's up, you're going to feel pretty good. You know, you're going to force that Doom out onto the Morphling of Tomato, and once he has his own shard up, it probably isn't going to be a major issue for him to kind of deal with that as well. So they've got some pretty good answers here on TSM. But, you know, for Thiuth, if they do manage to get the snowball start on Esk and on Napkin, like, you can really play fast with just how much team fight you have with that sustain coming out from your Omni Knight. There's a lot that can happen, but again, it relies on that laning phase so much here.
Well, we'll see how we get into it. Of course, game number 1 here between TSM and, of course, Thiuth. We had the pleasure of seeing Thiuth the other day. They didn't have the greatest experience, but we did see some moments of brilliance here from Thiuth, and we'll see if they can put on a bit of a better performance here in this game number 1 against TSM. John, while we're here, I do want to bring up the odds, of course, from our betting partners here. Of course, esportsbets.io. Heavily favored, of course, in the favor of TSM. 1.09 compared to the 6.7 of Thiuth Gaming. It's a very one-sided affair, though. I'd say those are fair, considering the results so far, but I don't know. I mean, Thiuth could do it.
They definitely can. You know, it's not like this is just a guaranteed win every time. There is a lot of fight that Thiuth has, as long as these lanes go off to a strong start. So they're going to have to really secure themselves a good time here. Taking a look at that top lane so far, you can't really stop Kasani from just farming up, right? Like, it's a Beastmaster. It's got the Axis. You do have the Devour up on Doom to take care of Boris down the line. You've got good sustain coming out with the Omni Knight around, of course. But you really just kind of want to farm here. And sure, that kind of makes the Doom build up into the Midas really quick as well. But you also don't stop this Beastmaster's critical timing into that Dominator. And once that Dominator is up, if your Doom's not there to devour, you're just going to have a really good time pushing here for TSM and force that pressure.
Of course, bot lane as well. You're having a look at this Morphling Tomato copying a fair bit of damage now. Of course, early on, this Darkseer Tusk combination is going to be very painful as they do roll in onto Tomato. Vacuum back as well. Ari dropping extremely low now, and with the shard, no, not quite. Ari barely going to be able to Blink Strike out in time. But they can certainly get aggressive this early on, and it's a very painful experience here for TSM down to this bot lane. Not really much they can do about it. Like, you've got a Pos 5 Riki here against Darkseer Tusk. Not much he can do to help Tomato.
Yeah, it's pretty much just trying to stay alive in these early levels. At some point, the Riki can get active in the lane. The Blink Strike slow is pretty annoying and does allow you to jump in well. It's just that Darkseer's a pretty good foil to that, and Tusk can punish really badly as well once you do expend your 2 charges. So it's all about just giving Tomato as much as you possibly can to build up on that Morphling and get through this rougher laning stage. Napkin is doing a great job, though, on that bot lane. As long as he gets his farm up, as long as he does apply that pressure onto Tomato, slow down some of that initial timing here, and get some good EXP flowing for him and the Tusk, then you do have a moment where Tomato is just not going to be comfy, and he might not be able to farm as much if the map is under Thiuth's control.
So far, so good for Thiuth. TSM. So far, I mean, they're getting through it. I believe we do have a short clip as well from one of the players from TSM, so we can have a quick gander to see what they have to say. In fact, hold that thought, because Lamey about to drop. Arrow does not connect there from Whitemon. Love trying to go for a run, also very, very low. Lamey actually turning around for a fight here. Understanding maybe they can't hold him down, and well, he's going to be just barely fine. Very close call, but oh, never mind. Kasane does find him with the wild axes. So maybe that overconfidence does end up punishing Lamey in the end. Very nice little play there from TSM. As I said earlier, though, we do have a bit of a clip here to show from one of the players from TSM. Let's go ahead and have a look at that.
Dire structures are Yeah, so the overall vibe is just very excited mainly, but confident as well. So even already we feel like we're very strong. We really believe in each other, but also we're a very young roster of like rising star kind of players and we think that we also have a lot of potential that we'll work on throughout the year. And then hopefully we'll be peaking by TI. I think already we're confident and we all believe in each other, but we have so much more to improve on.
Perfect timing. We've got a team fight breaking out in the mid lane right now. Lovely to hear from Ari, of course. Chains out. They've got the Tusk here. 9 dropping extremely low. So is S. The Heavenly Grace, though, is going to be there in time. And now the Snowball buying a little bit of time. But is it going to be enough? It is certainly not. They do at least get Ari down, but it's a pretty great trade for TSM. Zbrail is able to walk away from all this unscathed. You lose your mid Bat Rider. You lose your Pos 4 Tusk. Not the greatest feeling here for Thiuth.
No, definitely not. And that's buying so much space in the side lanes as well. Without that Tusk to pressure Tomato, solo lane against the Darkseer is just a straightforward farming lane. So you can just kind of build up here, work onto that early Lincolns for protection. And this is Bryle without his level 6. This is him without Remnants up. They can't even pin him down. It's just so hard when you do max out that Slight Fist first. All that mobility.
Bottom lane, he's taking a bit of damage, already strength morphing his way pretty much to the max. They're just going to keep chasing now, understanding he doesn't have anywhere to go. Nice little stun away. Tomato still trying to find a way to survive through this. Back into the strength morph, but he needs some help, and there's no TPs coming. Tomato, he will just eventually melt. No one able to come in and help out, but mid lane they find S. They'll go for the trade on that mid Bat Rider, and they will find him. Ari able to secure that kill on the Riki. So you do get a trade in the end for TSM, but it does feel favorable here for Thiuth.
It feels a lot nicer to kill off that Morph. It just kind of has a bit of a rough time farming the jungle without too many items up. And you are getting that strong start for Napkin already on that Darkseer, right? Like these two lanes on mid and off for Thiuth were just so key. You haven't quite fixed the mid. You know, it's still a bit rougher-esque with that matchup up against Bryle, and we heard Fear, of course. On paper, this is pretty good for Bat Rider, but most good Embers know how to dance around that with a Slight Fist again. Bryle's been doing so much work, although.
I mean, you could try to take down Bryle, but he's dealing a lot of damage right now, though. Snowball is there, Bryle! Well, he committed all his remnants for that, and he just kind of ran out of mana. So, I mean, you get 9, but you give your own life away as the Ember. Not the greatest trade here for the Ember Spirit. Sure, Thiuth will be more than happy with that.
Yeah, lots of EXP coming out for Esk as well, as he did get solo EXP. So he's about to hit level 6, and that does give him a lot more play here. A lot more ways to catch that Ember holding down. Kasane up top.
Getting shotted up. Very nice setup here from 9. Snowball is there as well, kind of just juking up that arrow. Ember is around though. Bryle respawning very early on. Does take down Lamy, and now 9. He will also be chased down. Bryle, he respawns right into a double kill. Just perfect timing.
Yeah, that's just insane coordination coming out from TSM. Getting that bait out, forcing that fight a lot longer than I think Thiuth expected. And Bryle, you know, just recovers from that little loss down mid, still maintains his lead up against Esk. Has his full Orb of Corrosion as well.
Uh-oh.
So a lot more damage coming through.
Bot lane, Darkseer was getting extremely low. Esk still trying to deal with Bryle here on the Ember. More rotations incoming from TSM. This time around, though, they are prepared in this mid lane. Esk backing off at the exact right moment. Realizing there was just a few too many heroes missing off the map. 9 is there to back him up if he does get himself in a bit of trouble. Of course, you do have the Snowball to kind of get him out of that arrow situation, and they might already need it right now, but the smoke screen is going to silence him up. He's got no way out of that one. Again, nice coordination here from TSM as now 9's going to be chased down. Bryle, he's got the chains back up in just a moment. Heavenly Grace is going to save the day, though. Won't be able to follow up on those supports, but they do once again find that mid Bat Rider, and it's just been a terrible game for this Bat. 1-3-1, no real farm to speak of, and when you're playing a hero like Bat Rider from behind, it's just never going to be fun.
No, it's not going to be fun. Your jungle's eaten up by your Doom. You're not going to have that much room to kind of build up on that Bat Rider, and that's why the early lane for Esk was just so important. They are going for a smoke play. They've got the lasso ready. If they can find someone to catch you, it could be big.
Oh, nice pushback with the Wild Ring Ripper. Kasane right into the Raw, and another kill to go the way of TSM. I mean, this is complete domination so far from TSM. Very clean gameplay. Keep in mind, you've got a Beastmaster who's going to have a very good timing on that Helm of the Overlord. And that's going to mean some towers are going to be dropping very soon, though. Kasane, speaking of the devil, is going to get snowballed into. Really has no way out of this and might just have to accept the fact that he's dead, or maybe not. He'll still try to fight 9, but won't have the damage. So Esk finally able to get a kill for himself here on this Batrider. They do punish the Beastmaster for trying to go for that push.
Yeah, it's an important kill. Slowing down that take on the top tier 1, still has half HP. It's probably good for another defensive fight if they want to go for that. I think you are giving a lot of space out to Bryle, though. You're just allowing December to really right-click hard.
And speaking of Bryle, he's right back in onto Esk. It's just complete domination from Bryle. He is not slowing down. Ari, he'll be the one to take the double kill on the support Ricky, but I mean, why the hell not? Get that gold up, get the shards on time, and once the sleeping dart's available, things get very annoying for the side of Thiuth.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you do again have a Dispel on hand, not the least with Heavenly Grace, but
I mean, you'll probably be aiming the Omni, that's the problem.
oh yeah.
Napkin, he's going to move in. Bryle, still happy to play around here with the side of Thiuth. Of course, they want to make sure that mid-tier 1 tower doesn't take too much damage early on. They will try to protect it as best as possible. TSM, they'll just keep hunting. They find another. Right into 9. They should have the damage, and they will, no problem. Bryle, he'll get the job done.
Yep, just casually picking up his 5th kill of the game. I mean, this Ember is just a massive problem. Outside of Doom and Lasso, you really don't have that much control here. And those are pretty big ultimates to throw out.
This is going to be a massive pick off Lamey, that POS1 Doom. He's already been having a pretty rough game, and it's only going to get tougher. 0-4 and 0 is the scoreboard right now for this Doom. Not the POS1 you kind of want to have on your team right now. And well, Thiuth, they've got to find a way to buy much more time, as now a Roar flies right out onto the Omni. Kasane, no hesitation with that Roar. Love's going to try and buy himself a little bit of time, but Ari's on the chase. He'll keep the vision up, and Kasane eventually will have his way with Love. And they will. Ari now on a mega kill streak on this POS4, or rather POS5, Ricky. And I'm just not sure what you can do as Thiuth anymore. Like, this draft, it's meant to be the stronger draft in this early game. That has not been the case, and going into the mid game, it's certainly not going to be the case.
Nah, they still need a lot more farm. You need Esk to be online. You need Lamey to be online. You're kind of there with Napkin. You're almost at the mech, but it doesn't feel like the mech is going to do enough. Although with the sustain you have, it could be good. Although
and the chains out. Lamey, he can't catch a break. TSM, they are smothering the side of the absolutely smothering them. Not in the loving kind of way. We go again. Bryle, he sees Esk, he gets the chains out. Nine's going to try and help out, and we'll do enough to buy time best to get out of there. Ari doesn't really feel like he's in too much danger. Bryle, meanwhile, still chipping away as they do pick off the tusk. They're just projectiles at Esk. Esk is going to try and go for the lasso. Ari's fine. Esk may have given his own life away for this. Heavenly Grace is out, but it's not going to save his life, I don't think, as Bryle eventually takes him down. And now a third. Love, he had to stick around to support his teammates, but that's just a triple kill.
that's rough times now for Thiuth. Everyone's just kind of dropping one by one, coming in. The coordination from TSM is just on point. Bryle coordinating out with Whitemon, getting these arrows up. The follow-through from Ari. You don't have counterplay for Smokescreen. You might have that Dispel on hand, but as long as Smokescreen's around and you don't have a Force Staff, Ari's just going to be a menace every single time, and we are a long way from finding any Force Staffs here, Mike.
A very, very long way, John. 18-4. 7k advantage now to TSM. And I'd hate to look at the win probability right now. I don't think it'd be looking too healthy. I'm not going to do it. Mid lane. Onto the... Oh, not again.
Yeah.
Not Lamey. Not again. Oh, there's a wall. There's a vac. Maybe they can turn it. Kasane's down. Lamey, he might drop eventually because Brawl jumped into the backside. Maybe they lock him down. However, Brawl has not got the kill yet. Still on the chase. Lamey healing up, but not quite enough. Brawl does take him down. Mind you, it is a 2-for-1. So Thiuth, yeah, they lose their POS1 Doom. It's not great news. In fact, there might be even more. Wymon's being caught out now. He'll try to leap away. Flame Break is there, and eventually they'll find the Mirana. So a 3-for-1 trade here for the side of Thiuth. You give up your POS1 Doom, but it's some pretty good rewards in return.
Yeah, you get a lot going there. You know, those are some pretty nice kills. It's not the biggest in the world. Kasane's a pretty good pick off to take on the Beastmaster. I think if you look at the big picture, though, all that movement out is achieving one more thing for TSM. Tomato is just left unchecked. Like, he's going to have Lincolns flying out right now. You're not going to be able to doom this morphling up. He's going to be able to protect whoever jumps in with the Lincolns as well. And TSM, I mean, despite dropping 3 heroes, it's not enough for Thiuth to come back in. So you're still pretty happy. You're slowing down Lamey. You're making this Doom just take so much longer to come online, and you're buying space for morphling.
Oh, there goes that Darkseer. Napkin, he's going to drop shards out, but won't connect on anyone. Just cannot follow up here, Thiuth. And I was going to say, I completely forgot there was a morphling in the game. It's Tomato, he's having the dream right now. This is every POS1's dream. Just their team dominates, and they just sit there and hit creeps all day.
Yeah, this is the peak core performance you want from POS1. 0-1-0 participation, but all the farm in the world. That's how you play it.
Chains out again, Bryle. He's been on fire with this these Ember plays. Still the Heavenly Grace buying him some time. Be enough, Bryle will back off for now, though. I say that, he moves right back in. He's continuing to chip over and over again with that slide of Fist and Chains. The Omni around, he won't go too much further. Meanwhile, Tomato, bought T2 tower.
Yeah, he's just here solo. Like, no threat, nothing to be worried about. Lincoln's up. You're going to have to commit at least 2 spells on him to pierce through. And I know, like, even if you somehow manage to hold down Bryle now, it's at the point where Tomato is basically just going to be able to take over the game if you're not careful. So I think Thiuth, they just didn't find enough from their Batrider and their Darkseer. There is still some counterplay, but it does feel like it relies on TSM overstepping.
Bryle, he's in again. Esk, he could try for a lasso, but won't be able to. Snowball won't land either. They'll just keep going. Here comes the ancient Black Dragon. Heavenly Grace popped. It's not going to matter. Esk is gone. Bryle's godlike now. Love gets the tip. He's going to try to run, but they'll just roar up the Darkseer. I mean, this is just such a painful experience. Ari even finds Love's Omni Knight in the backside to boot. 9k advantage now. And TSM, they're running right towards the Roshan pit. I mean, they're speed running this game 1.
Oh, they are. And they have no reason to back off. They've hit their spikes on Kasane. You're ready to contribute now on Tomato. And for Thiuth, it's just a really awkward game. I mean, you see that Guardian Angel come out. There's still a lot of mixed damage here on TSM. There's still a lot of magic damage bouncing around that the Guardian Angel just doesn't save you from. Again, even if you get that Dispel off, the smoke screen is still there. There's still no Force Staff, so there's no solution to that control, follow-up control that Ari does have on hand.
Absolutely not. Building damage, I mean, you look at the numbers, it's just kind of ridiculous, you know.
Zero.
There's literally 0 on the side of Thiuth. They have not touched a tower so far. That's probably the first time I've ever seen that. Into the triangle they go. They're onto Bryle. They've got the Doom out, but have they got the damage to follow up? They are definitely trying. Bryle's dropping lower, but still seems just perfectly fine. He's not going to drop.
Oh
Love now in trouble. They'll take him down to boot. Bryle's back up without the Doom now. Sleeping Darts to hold X down. They'll punish the Batrider eventually, and that they will. Triple kill for Tomato. When's the last time you saw that in a game, John?
I don't think I've ever seen that myself, actually.
0 damage.
0 building damage. It's remarkable. You'd think you're playing against a Treant Protector, but you're not. It's just all the towers are still standing. The pressure TSM is applying, it's just overwhelming. They've got their foot in the pedal, full gas here. Lamey?
He gets slept.
Just a warning shot, you know.
That's what these Rickies do. That's the thing. Like, they always do this.
Why is the cooldown so low? That's the real issue with this spell.
Why is it a shard? That's my issue with
that
this
as
show.
well.
And it's better, but it was used to be better. It got nerfed. That's the worst part.
Man. Yeah, you have to admit, right? The small plays coming out from TSM as well. Tomato turning into Love, turning into the Omni Knight to get that save on Bryle. I mean, that Heavenly Grace literally saved Bryle right there. And I don't know how often you see that on a Morphling, turning into a hero that's not really the most amazing form to turn into, because it's not really the most offensive, but still having that huge impact out from Tomato. Tier 2's gone. High ground defense at 18.5 minutes in. It's tough for Thiuth here.
Arrow It's gonna land. There's Lamey going down again. That'll be the 7th death of the game. Chains out. Braille setting up perfectly again. Heavenly Grace is there. Tomato, he might still blow up Love. In fact, Braille will get the job done himself. Meanwhile, S gets caught out as well. It's just such a rough affair. You kind of get to the point now where I think you're starting to think about calling it. The lasso is out, but Braille's not gonna die. Oh, I don't know what to tell you, John. I don't know what to tell you.
What? Bryle.
He's on fire, this guy. 14, 1 and 12.
Yeah, there you
GG.
go.
Yeah, they've had enough. You can't blame him. Look, the thing was, we talked about this with this kind of draft from the side of Thiuth. Like, you fall behind early game, there's just no recovery from it. And against a team like TSM, it's this is a great team. This is one of the top teams in NA. You can't.